Hi everyone, in this video we're going to discuss whether a wife or a spouse will have to testify against a husband or a spouse in a criminal trial, even if they get divorced. So the backdrop to this case is a Long Island, New York businessman has been charged and identified as the Gilgo Beach suspect in the murders of several women. Let's listen to a short clip from Fox 5.
All set. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for coming. I'm standing here with my law enforcement partners in the Gilgo Task Force to announce the indictment of defendant Rex Andrew Heuermann, 59 years of age. He's been arrested by the Suffolk County Police Department's homicide detectives, and he's been indicted in a grand jury presentation by the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office for the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. The investigation of Maureen Brainerd Barnes is ongoing. These young women went missing between July of 2007 and September of 2010. They were found in December of 2010 by the Suffolk County Police Department, and then there was nothing, absolutely nothing. For the next 13 years, their cases went unsolved until today. When I took office in January of 2022, I made Gilgo a priority. I made Gilgo a priority before I took office.
I'd also like to make you aware that if you want to know more information or you have information, the police have set up a website which you can see on the screen, and I'll leave a link below as you can find out a lot more information. So let's listen to another short clip and then we'll discuss whether a spouse will be able to invoke privilege and not testify against their spouse or the defendant in this case.
Initially informed them about their husband, their father. They were shocked. They were disgusted. They were embarrassed. So if you ask me, I don't believe that they knew about this double life that Mr. Heuermann was living. But time will tell. And once again, there's still a lot more questioning that needs to be done to the family, to friends, taking a look at some of the calls that are coming in and seeing what information we could gather to see if the family might have known exactly what Mr. Heuermann was up to.
So that's good news to know that the wife hasn't got anything to do with this crime. And what is privilege? Well, in America, Article 5 says that Americans have the right to not incriminate themselves, which means that no person shall be compelled in a criminal case to be a witness against him or herself. And the same is true here in the UK. Just like to show you something, in case you hear any noises in the background. And can you believe our furry baby is sleeping with his eyes open? So in New York, not every private conversation between spouses is protected. Daily, ordinary exchanges between spouses are not protected. The example that is given is in People versus Dudley in 1969, where a husband told his wife where he buried a victim. And they tell us the reason this is not protected is because they were not private. They were induced by his confidence in the marital relationship. And let me just read you another ruling in America. That is People versus Wilson, 1984. Testimony from the wife was not privileged in regard to the husband being present or absent from their apartment, as it was determined that the communication would not have been but for the marital relationship, but privilege didn't apply. So no ordinary daily communications between spouses is protected. And the other thing that people should be mindful of is that if a spouse has been threatened by the other spouse, during the course of physical abuse because the declarant, that's the complainant, is not relying on any confidential relationship to preserve secrecy, i.e. there is no confidential relationship where a marriage was held together by fear and domination. No privilege will be used to protect criminal activity directly at the other spouse. So that's quite interesting, and I'll tell you why in a minute. For example, what if she's been questioning him about what he's been up to, and she was forbidden from going into the basement? And why is this important? Well, let's listen to a clip from DutyRon and Ed Wallace.
Rex Heuermann, a hoarder, lots of clutter inside the house. Talk about some of the hurdles that you have to go through to collect evidence here.
Well, first of all, you got to come up with a game plan. This is not some willy-nilly operation. First, you have to do your crime scene walkthrough of this particular house. Now, it's first floor, basement, backyard, front yard, all the yards, so forth. And then once you've done that walkthrough, then you'll come up with your game plan on how you're going to process scene, what search methods you're going to use, how many people you're going to need, what type of potential evidence is going to be there. Now, as you said, that basement was like a hoarder's paradise. So there are safety issues involved in that. So you have to.
So what'd you think of that? He's a hoarder. And I'm just thinking, what if the police find a lot more evidence in the property linking the defendant to these murders? Will she testify, for example, that the family was forbidden to go down there, and that could be probative evidence that he was actively trying to cover up his crimes? So, of course, person's innocent, an offender is innocent until proven guilty. So why has this defendant's wife already applied for a divorce? Begs to wonder if there was some abuse going on in that relationship as well. So I think the wife could provide a lot of valuable information if she did testify as to his daily behavior or his state of mind. What if she questioned him about the credit card bills or about his burner phones, and how did he respond to that? So if he was trying to cover it up, then he certainly couldn't say that he was medically insane or didn't know what he was doing. What's your thoughts? Well, I hope you found today's video interesting, and information is power. Why not subscribe and watch more of our videos? If you need legal help, contact Legal Minded Friends.